my first day of school here, I got so excited, you know. I woke up at 9 a.m., the light was shining in through my window, I felt like it was perfect. I went to my closet, I pulled out the perfect outfit for me to wear. You know, I had my backpack all laid out, had little pens and pencils, you know, just lined up straight, it looked perfect, just like a little kid going back to school. And I get to class and it's at Shanker, and it's like those big 200 kid rooms, you know, all just full of kids. And I see this seat, this beautiful seat in the middle of the room. You get perfect angles, you can see the teacher really well. It's just perfect prime real estate to sit. And the girl sitting to the right of the seat is gorgeous, she's beautiful. And I'm like, I'm gonna sit in that seat. And the kid next to her on the left, that kid looks really cool. And I'm like, you know what, it's my first day of school, I found my first two best friends. These guys are gonna hang out with me after this class, and we're gonna go to dinner, and it's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna have all these fantasies in my head. It might have been one of those jump in the air freeze moments. So I get to the seat, I'm like really confident about myself. I get to the seat, I take off my jacket, look real suave. I take my backpack, I put the seat down, I put my backpack down on the floor, and I start to take my seat. What you guys may not know about Shanker is that those seats are retractable, like the movie theater seats. They go right back up if you put it down. I wish someone had told me that, though. See, I did not know that. I went down to take my seat, and I start to go beyond the threshold for any distance that the seat should be to the ground. So I just shoot real down, and now I'm doing a wall sit against the seat, and I'm kind of freaking out because this beautiful girl is right next to me, and she's kind of like, she kind of didn't really react, but she was just kind of like, this kid's a freshman, like, this kid's just a nerd. And the kid next to me, I hear go, and in my head, these are the two best friends that I'm supposed to make. So my whole day is brewing. And I'm starting to go through my head all these horror stories, and I'm thinking back to PE class in high school, like, all right, I can do this for 50 minutes. No one else saw this. I'm just gonna wall sit for 50 minutes. It's gonna be awesome. I have good leg strength. Everyone else behind me thinks I'm just sitting in a seat. No, this is good. It's really good. But I had to get up and not be a fool. It's like a lot of people do silly things. I was in a class earlier this semester in a communications class, and the teacher likes to ask a lot of rhetorical questions that she expects answers to. It's really interesting. Let me get the picture of this class. We don't have any student delegates in our class, and what I mean by that is every single classroom has like 4 or 5 kids that are going to answer all the teacher's questions. You know, these kids answer all the questions. We in the classroom rely on these people to keep the discussion going because we are all lazy and we don't want to talk and we're quiet and we're scared, you know? So we don't have these people. So the teacher starts talking and she's going to make a point about the country we live in. And she's like, all right, guys, all right, so what country do we live in, right? And no one says anything. It's dead silent. She's like, come on, guys, you know what country we live in, right? Come on. So I'm like, I mean, it's not that we don't know what country we live in. Everyone knows we live in the country of Connecticut. So we're all just sitting there, and there's 2 minutes of absolute silence. It is the most awkward 2 minutes like you will ever experience. Like 2 minutes in the grand scheme of things is real fast, but here it's just like you want someone to just say something, but you're too afraid to speak because it's been going on too long now. So finally, she's actually just looking around. She's kind of like the Eye of Sauron, just, you know, just trying to find someone. And everyone else is, you know, just doing something else. I have my phone out, and I'm like, who's texting me right now? Just trying to like keep my eye contact away from her because I don't want her to zero in on me. And finally, just this hero in the back of the room, he goes, "We live in America!" And she's like, oh, finally, someone knows where we live. Only one person knew what country we lived in. And you know, I'll give her that. I kind of chuckled to myself a little bit. And I'm in the front of the room because I can't see that well. And she sees me laugh, and like immediately, she just makes a beeline towards me. And she's like, oh, right. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's awesome. And like, so we've made a social contract that every single time she makes a joke, she's gonna look to me now as some kind of sort of guidance. So that's just the way it has been going on ever since, and it's really awkward. So that's my first stand-up routine, so, woo, go me. Woo.